still hands, right? I don't want to use my hands all the time. So for the most part, I will do palm walking because it's nice introducing touch. But that's kind of it for that. So what I want you guys, and if you guys want to come around and see, because this is pretty awesome, is just like how we did those snakes, because that's really good. Not only does it introduce the touch, but we can see if there's any restriction, and we can feel any restriction in the hip. You know, if I'm doing the snakes, right, and her leg is like this, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna know that there's not a whole lot of movement, right? That's great, but we're using our hands. What I wanna do is use my feet, because they're awesome, right? So we're gonna take, this is our head foot, because it's closer to her head. This is my foot. So, self-explanatory, right?
The Shag song, my pal foot.
So that's what you get. Other people say like down table foot or down mat foot.
I like foot.
Yep, I got head foot and foot, right? Real easy to keep track of. So I'm gonna take my foot and we're gonna slide it underneath the knee, being very mindful of the popliteal fossa, and then move slightly up. So you're gonna see this. It's a little bit, there's just a little bit of movement, so kind of watch, and then we'll practice, okay? So I come in and I slide just like that. See, I lift up her knee, slide in, and then I move up, and then I relax my leg like that, because that's what feels good to me. You can leave your foot like this. I have found when I leave my foot straight up, this tendon can feel a little bit sharp and kind of cut into the thigh, into the hams, especially with people who are a little bit softer back here. So I usually use a soft foot because that feels nice. And then I want to square up my hips with my receiver, and because this little gap, I'm gonna support that in there for my bottom, just like that. So now I've got my guns squared up with my receiver. What I first like to start doing is take a nice soft foot of the arch and just press around. Right here, I'm gonna be more in TFL, okay? I know her greater trochanter is in this area, all right? So I don't wanna just mash into that because nobody really likes their bones being, you know, smashed into. So again, just gentle, gonna find if there's any pressure. This leg, my foot, is just holding her leg, because if I move, do you see how it's moving all around? That's not entirely what I want. So I'm gonna come in, control her leg, trap her leg with my foot, and my head foot is gonna come in and just do some nice compressions and seeing what I can feel, if there's any tension, any restrictions. As you guys can see, it's trapping, and I'm just moving down, gently down the IT band. Again, with the arch of my foot. Just like that. Now you guys can totally go in with a heel and really dig into that. You've got some clients that love that. It's really intense, and we all know when we get IT band work, that's intense. So definitely start off with your arch, talk with your receiver. You know, oh, see, Kristen's IT band's very sensitive today. And so here I'm just, again, using the arch of my foot, trapping her knee with my foot, and just, it's this kind of motion. So here's foot, here's head foot, and I'm pressing in like this. So I'm getting this, more of this torsion, so I'm not having to use my whole leg to push in and then fight. It's just like this, really, really gentle. That makes sense? You all good with that? Cool. So once we've done that, that's how I like to introduce touch. Then this is gonna be the cool thing. I'm gonna show it to you guys first, and then I'm gonna break it down, okay? So this is how I like to start leg stuff. I'm gonna come in and just, this is the therapeutic kicking. And this is where you guys literally kick your receivers in a therapeutic way. As you can see, I'm focused more on TFL and glute medius, or minimus. Yeah, medius too. So you see that motion in her hips? That is creating a lot of movement, not only in her hips and in those hip joints, but also in her sacrum where it meets SI, the lower lumbar spine, which is all typically just really tight, really stacked on itself, on each other. And now we're getting those movement in all of those little joints, as well as moving those tiny little muscles in the spinae, multifidus, spinal, you know, all that jazz, right? So we're gonna come into our therapeutic kicking, and I'm gonna feel the tension. And then as you can see, when she comes up like that, I'm able to move my foot more up underneath her glute. So coming in like that, and my heel is on the ground, and it's coming in and popping up like that. So when I come in, it pops up just like that. When I do it slowly, it's a little hard because there's no momentum to keep going with. But this way you can see, sliding into the side, hooking into that glute, popping up like that. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so we do this